What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family? I'm my fighters. I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead and will this happen? Well, will a couple of these things happen? Spoiler warning for The Walking Dead show, comics, spin-offs, all that stuff. A definite spoiler warning for the comic. We're going to talk about what happened there briefly, not just to give it away, but it's going to be in relation to the show. Will it happen there? Is it going to be a remix? Will it different happen with the movies, show, all that stuff? And as you can see, young Daryl and Rick and old Daryl and Rick. But first, before we get to it, guys, please hit that subscribe button. Help us achieve our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Hit the join button to become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family. We have 3 different levels. Ring the bell to be notified when we post videos every day. And please post in the comment section any video topics you would like me to cover. Now, Rick and Daryl are pretty important for the show. Well, not Rick so much because he's not there anymore since season 9, episode 5. But will we get an old man Rick and an old man Daryl? A lot of us think that Daryl will be the last man standing. Will Rick come back around? Because we know that Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln, is not going to be back on the show as a regular, but could he come back at the very end of it? We need Rick and Daryl together, right? Whether it's in the movies, spin-offs, TV show, whatever it is, these two are great for the show and the franchise and the universe. The Walking Dead universe, that is. But we thought Carl or Coral would be the end of the show, the last man standing, or one of the last people standing. We would have old man Carl reading to his kid or reading the story of The Walking Dead, and he may have the hat, the bat, the crossbow, the katana, a bunch of things from a bunch of different characters to make them remember. But he would be one of, if not the last man standing. Now, we feel that's going to be Daryl. It definitely can't be Carl now because Carl is gone, not in the comic, but in the show, because for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to get rid of Carl. But since we got rid of Carl, Judith Grimes has stepped up. So she is looking like the future of the franchise. And it's kind of sad because I would have loved to have seen Carl and Judith, Team Grimes, the Grimes kids, really running the show. How great would it be to have older Carl and older Judith running things at Alexandria or being a big part of the show? I mean, it would be great, but unfortunately, it's never going to happen. And I know a lot of people, including myself, would have liked to have seen Carl and Judith be the future of the franchise. It would have been awesome to see that, but for some reason, they did what they did. Now, the comic ending, spoiler warning, if you don't want to know, stop watching now. It's Carl with Sophia, and he's reading the story of The Walking Dead to his child. And walkers aren't a problem anymore. It's so many years down the road. Now, I feel that's what the show's going to be like with Judith. She's writing down all these things, and she's getting a little bit of information from everybody, and it's pretty good. It's a good way to end it. I think it should be the best way to end it there, because how do you wrap it up? Carl, Judith, future of the franchise. It's going to be Judith now, I believe, but Judith is going to be the character that's going to continue the Grimes legacy. There's pretty much have to be a Grimes in the show, right? It was Rick, Lori, Carl, Judith, and now it's just Judith. It's crazy to think that Judith was a baby in season 3, and now she's the future of the franchise. They clearly highlighted that in season 10, episode 15, with the conversation with Daryl and Judith, that everybody's going to look to her and she's going to be the future leader, and it just makes sense, right? And it's crazy to think, if you go back and watch season 9, episode 5, Rick's last episode on the TV show, not of the universe, he should have his own movies, but Rick is going to be seen again, hopefully, if they ever make the movies. But it's crazy to think that we don't even know if Rick actually saw Daryl. He saw his bolt, and maybe we think they saw each other, but we saw the explosion. Daryl, Michonne, and everybody saw the explosion, and they never found a body. So they, I guess, assume that Rick was burned up, and he's gone. But I feel like Daryl is always going to be there searching for Rick, because they never found a body, and there was no conclusion of Rick being found by Daryl. Now, we know that Michonne is going after Rick, but will Rick ever be reunited with Michonne? I hope so. And I also hope that Daryl finds Rick and Michonne. It would be great if those 3 are reunited in the movies. It would really help sell the movies. But do you ever think we'll get to see old man Rick and old man Daryl? Will it have a time jump down the road? They're both still alive in rocking chairs, talking about things. Judith's older, like, I guess Daryl and Rick. I mean, the apocalypse is going to age people, right? You don't have to be 80 in the apocalypse to look like this. I mean, you could probably be 50 or 60 and look like this because it's a lot of stress. Stress makes people age and it puts wrinkles and gray hairs on people. But do you think we'll ever see old man Rick and old man Daryl? I personally don't think so, but I hope so. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. And if you're interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, all these books are available now on Amazon. We have a link in the description to all these books. Fight for Us is the title. I hope you join the fight and pick up your copy today. Stay safe out there, and we love you guys.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.